Hello everyone, Daniel Kerr here. In my last Force upload, I basically showed you how to DJ without a computer and also how to DJ with the Force using tracks that were prepped in Ableton, right? Or your DAW, time stretched in Ableton. Anyway, I'm going to do a part 2, and somebody asked if I could do a tutorial on how to warp in Ableton, so I'm going to do that real quick. This can be the first part. Second part is me dropping the tracks into the Force and arranging them, and the third part is me doing some remixing of some of the tracks, or at least one of the tracks. The thing is that it didn't turn out super great or anything. I mean, for me to play these songs in a DJ set, which I never do, is definitely going to require some further editing and finagling, but I did kind of give you a glimpse of the editing process. Also, you're going to hear some bad language in at least one of the songs. I didn't vet these songs before I chose them. I chose them on overall groove and power in the rhythms and in the sound design. Thing is, I don't play songs with bad language, so I won't be using these live. I did leave them in the video. When I play live, the songs that I play or the remixes I do, it doesn't have to be Christian, but it does have to be at least clean. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so here we are in Ableton 11, and yes, I'm using 11 Suite because that's what I have a license for. Let's drag in our tracks. This will work in Ableton 12. This will work in all versions of Ableton that are currently available. Drag our tracks in. I don't know what tempos these are in, but these are the tracks that I want to throw into a DJ set. I'm going to do remixes of each one of these tracks, and I'm going to show you one of those remixes. I don't even know which track I'm going to choose. These tracks are kind of all over the place. They have a kind of a dark, sinister vibe, so you know they're not entirely different, but they're not at all the same. Does that make sense? Before I even decide what tempo this project is going to be in, I'm going to average all the tempos and see where I'm at with this. So this first one here, technical hitch, we're going to double click it. Now I have it set in my preferences, control comma, in record warp launch. It says warp short samples is set to auto warp long samples is set to off, and the default warp mode is complex, right? So that's how I set things up. As you can see, this is not warped, so we're going to go forward and play a bit. Trying to find the drums. Good. So we're going to put this guy right here on the beginning of that drum hit, and you want to right click, warp from here straight. That doesn't give you a bunch of warp markers, it just gives you one and tries to bring it to the current tempo, which is at 132. Now, is it at 132? Probably not. However, this is probably the fastest song in this collection. It's Technical Hitch, probably one of my favorite psytrance artists, probably the cleanest production I've ever heard in my life, but he usually does high tech. This is a slower track called When Hitch Goes Slower. As you can see, it warps from the point forward. Now if we look over here, it's roughly saying that the tempo is 138.88, which means it's probably closer to 140. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at this, play it just a little. Doesn't matter what the tempo is. What we want is for it to be warped properly. So we want to count these kick drums. Okay, we see right now that the kick drum is a little off on number 5, so we're just going to pull that forward. And actually, when I zoom right in, that kick is this big thick triangle right there. So I'll go back to 5 where I was at, and then I'll pull it forward a little until this big triangle is forward. I'm going to double click this guy here and pull it back. Let's listen to the, well, you won't be able to hear the metronome. I'm turning it on so I can hear how off it is. This sounds perfect. If you look down here, it says 140. That's almost certainly 140. Let's go to 17 here and zoom in. And you can see that that's almost perfect. Let's pull it back a little. Still says 140, right? Once you zoom in that much, any adjustment doesn't make that big of a deal. On 33, you can see that it's almost perfect. I'll pull it back still just a tad. In fact, I'll grab it, double click, well, not there, I think maybe here, and I'll pull it back to 33. It's still gonna say 140. Let's go to 49. Scroll in, look, it's perfect basically, okay? So this guy here is completely warped, okay? And to be honest, look at this, that's like a perfect spot way at the end of the track, okay? So to be honest, it warps everything before the marker 2. Let's try this Kevin Key track. It's Kevin Key in IMX, which is called Anger is an Acid. Let's pull this play marker in. Let's see. Okay, now Kevin Key uses a lot of analog modular synths, so there might be a bit more variation in this tempo, but we're going to find out. Work from here straight. It's finished. Zoom out, and it's saying that it's 132 beats per minute, which is interesting because that's my master tempo currently. Yeah, yep, interesting. We go to 9, zoom in, it's almost perfect. Let's go to 61, zoom in, pretty much perfect. Interesting, right? 132. What a coincidence. Awesome. Let's do the next one. I was only going to do 2, but that last one was so easy. Let's go to this next one, which is Chris Black Hole.
What happens to us when we go to heaven?
Let's go forward. And this is the kick drum. So we'll go forward. This one's going to be probably in the 120s. I'm assuming this guy is looking at maybe 124. This is the first kick drum. Right click, warp from here straight. Finished. Zoom out. It says that it's 123. See, I was pretty close. Zoom in on number, well, this is off a little. I can tell by looking, so. Okay, right here. Okay, this kick drum is supposed to be on 5, so 124. That's what it says. I literally I'm very good at this. I've done it many times. Let's go to something a little later where a kick drum comes in, 89. And we look, we zoom in, it's almost perfect. I'll drag this over just cause, still at 124. So this was pretty easy too. That was, let's face it, electronic music in the modern era. See, this one's a little, I'm gonna push this one back a little. Still at 124. All right, so this guy here is at 124. These 3 that we did, let's go for the first one. And let's take from our instruments over here, and let's drag analog in. Actually, if you're using live light, you don't have analog, I'm gonna drag drift in, and we listen. And so it's F minor, I think. Okay, that sounds like F to me. I'm going to put a MIDI clip here, just so I know. Control R, and I'm gonna say FM, F minor, 140, which is the original tempo of this guy. Okay, next one. This is at 132, I know that, but let's listen. C minor. Make a clip here, Control R, C minor, 132. Next one. definitely A minor. So double click, Control R, AM, and this was 124. So you can see where I'm going with this. Now I can save my project, okay, just to keep until I finish these. So if I crash, I don't lose all my work, right? And then I'm going to export them into the Force. I'm going to choose one of these three that we just did, and possibly this black hole track that we're just listening to. I guess before I go any further, I'm going to turn this video off. I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to finish the mapping all of these out for you regarding tempo and key so that I know what the master tempo is, and then I'll show you guys what it is. Okay, so in the process of doing this, actually, I came across this track by Nox Novacula, which I love. It's called Flood. One of the best tracks that's come out in the last few years. What I noticed was that these are all human players, so obviously the tempo is going to be all over the place. So I lined it up just like what I showed you, but eventually, as you can see, every 8 bars, I'm having to add some markers, right? So we're listening from marker 33. And we'll go forward to marker 41. When I look at it, I'll see this is the marker. At this point, you just grab whatever the detected transient is, and you just drag it into place. Double click. That's kind of my method for Ableton and warping tracks that are, see this one's off a little, let's just drag it over. And let's see how this sounds right here. Yeah, it's right on. Okay, see that guy here? Just drag it into place, double click. Drag that guy, see that one's a little early, just drag it forward. Okay, that song is really slow. You're not hearing it in the original tempo because, well, you know, it's because the original tempo, it says, is about 160 and we're playing it at 132, so that's a drastic difference. I'm just going to go forward and go through here, look at number 57, and I can see that needs to be dragged forward just a tad. Double click, grab number 60. Pull that, well, that one's kind of in place. I'm going to leave that one there. Actually, I'll add a transient here by double clicking on the grid and just dragging that over. Let's go forward to 69. See, that's pretty, kind of looks kind of far off, but you can't really tell from here. Let's listen. All right, this one here is a lot more, you can count on that more, right? Double click, drag it into place, 73. See, that looks a little off. There might be some places where I'm you know, they might be really off as musicians. Human players are human players, right? And we love human players. I'm gonna add a new one here, kind of put that in place. We love human players because we're humans, right? But we're not machines. We're not perfect. This one's pretty good. Drag it into place, double click, getting closer to the end of the track. 97, drag that piece into place. Let's try 113. Can't tell. Let's try 110. Yes. Put that into place. Put that into place. Double click, right? We're locking those warp. The orange is warp markers that are locked into place. The rest of what you see here, like these little guys, are transients, okay? 129, let's put that into place. As you can see, as we work, we're getting closer to setting it at solid 160, right? And the last one here, let's put this one here. You can see the beat better here than over here. That's why I've gone off the main grid on some of these, right? Okay, so this guy's done. I'm going to listen to, and I'm going to play the keyboard. F sharp. Okay, it's not F sharp. It's B flat minor, I meant. Okay, let's finish the rest of these. I'll finish the rest of these and I'll be right back. Okay, so Everything has been tracked out or warped. Everything has been warped properly, and every pitch has been determined. And it looks like the lowest tempo is 95, and it goes all the way up to the highest, fastest tempo, which is 168. So the current master tempo of 132 is pretty much right in the middle, but I feel like I don't want to pitch some of these faster ones down at all. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy at 150. It's a tempo that I often work at, okay? Now I'm going to go into each one of these tracks and make sure that, okay, like for instance, in this Kevin Key track, looks like I'm cutting off about 8 bars of current or of intro material, so I want to pull that back a little. Here I've got more than 16 bars. Let's pull this back all the way towards.
What happens to us when we go to heaven?
Yeah, don't want to miss that. Okay, next one. Looks like 8 bars here. Let's pull that back. Okay, good. The Nox Novacula song. It's got the intro synth line. Awesome. Fever the Ghost. Becco. So all of these are where I want them. Gonna grab them all. 150 beats per minute. Gonna save this thing. Now notice I put a limiter here. Sometimes if things are warped with the complex warp engine, they tend to clip. So I put a limiter on there, and I'm just gonna grab them all and Control X, hit Tab to go to arrangement view, and we're gonna put them all in track 6. Once they're in track 6, we can hit this little play icon up at the top to get rid of to make it play in arrangement view. I'm gonna grab all of these tracks that I'm not using and delete them. Then I'm going to grab each one of these, so I can go Shift Control R now, and I can export, find a good folder, and okay, I'm going to export all of these and put them in the Force. All right, before we move on to the next section, I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but I am removing all of the material from my website. So there's a 50% off link in the description. You can use that coupon code to get anything on my website at 50% off. I will upload a video explaining why I'm doing all of this soon, but for now, go grab what you need before it's gone. Okay, so I'm going to load up the user template. I'm basically going to put a bunch of the tracks together, and then I'm going to show you how I remix things and get things to extend and make things my own. As I already said, I don't DJ tracks, so this is actually something new for me. If I was going to do these tracks, I'd probably use AI to pull the vocals out and just use the vocals, or I would just use elements of the track, like maybe just little clips and things like that. First, load all the tracks. I'm going to go to Places, Snow Force, DJ tracks. These ones are warped at 150. Load to pool. It's just loading them all.
What happens to us
into the pool. And that's it. Matrix. Let's put the tempo at 150. Let's get ourselves an audio track, and let's create a clip. Let's go into that clip and let's make it, well, let's start it at 16 bars. Do it. Go to grid, browse the samples. Let's just grab something random. Crisis theme. Do it. Okay, this only needs to be 8 bars. I can tell by looking at it. So we'll pull that back to 8. Make a copy. In the new clip, we're going to go 16 bars, but we're going to make it start at 9. Okay, and you can see it. Make another copy. And this one, 16 bars, we're going to make it start at, I think, 26, 25. This guy's at 41. Make this next one start at 41. Oh, some swearing. That's always great. Beautiful. Copy. Next one's going to be at 57.
Why do you keep stockpiling nuclear weapons?
Next one's going to be at 73.
I'm having so much fun.
Beautiful. Another copy. See how much is left to this track. Quite a bit.
The shadow people are in your wall.
89. That actually is a good spot. Hear that?
Stuck on our cell phones, none of that shit. We was living in the moment.
Yep, living in the moment.
We wasn't
So that sparse drums
none of that shit.
is a good spot to do a transition, actually.
Living in the moment. Living in the moment.
We're going to test it with one of these earlier drops. So let's take this last one right here. Let's make a copy of that.
Stuck on our cell phones, none of that shit.
Actually, let's copy this one. And the reason why, this one, we can bring the loop up to 85. And make it start there.
We was living in the stuck on our cell phones, none of that shit.
We'll make that a 2-bar loop instead of a 16-bar loop. Okay, this one here is a good transition, okay? So, back to Matrix, add another audio channel, and right here, maybe create, okay? Go to the clip, grid, browse samples. What's gonna go well with Skrillex and Night Punk? That was in D minor. Let's look at the chart and see. Ooh. D minor. Fever the Ghost is also D minor, but that is a very interesting track. It's not going to go well. We're going to need to force it. no pun. Let's put a different track in there. I'm just going to grab a random one because I can force it. So let's do Botech. And this new guy here. Okay, I don't want this to take forever to come in, so I'm going to make this next one start on a drop. One more, and this one I want to be maybe 95. I'm looking at the wave and seeing what I can do to add little fills. Watch. Okay, this is turning out strange, but I'm going to map everything out, and then we're going to start adding things to make it flow together better. I'll be back. Okay, so there's some things I want to show you before we start remixing some tracks, okay? One thing is that I went through these clips and I named them. So this is called F minor because this one is in F minor. This one is called A sharp minor because this whole song is in A sharp minor, B flat minor. So that way I can add things and I know what key I'm in. This guy here, this is the Photech track. Let's make some remix. Let's remix some music. Ah, this is the Chris track. Let's do that because it's very, very different. So before we do anything else, let's go stop all. We know we're in 150. Let's load up a drum track so we can do some remix action. A lot of these factory kits are good, but I don't know what's on them. So I'm just going to grab a random one. Let's go to the matrix. I like that kick better. Okay, gotta launch. Copy it over. Back to note. As soon as it wiggles around. Put an ARP in. Give it some 16th notes. And we know that this is in A minor, so let's open up a key group. Load something from one of my packs. 2600 drum loops, bonus material, and let's put subhuman. Puzzle bass. Some of these subs. That's good. Let's load that piece. Shift and clip to get to the device. Let's go to the amp. Global. Let's make this mono. Matrix. Pull these DJ tracks down. Okay, now we need pieces of this, of the track itself to create a clip, right? This is just one of the ways that I do things. Let's hit stop all, and we're gonna go to the looper. We're gonna make an 8-bar loop, yep. Double tap this and go to resample. And and I'm going to hit shift here. Right now the resolution, the launch resolution is at 1 bar. I'm going to change it to quarter notes. Okay, let's see. I want to listen to some of these first.
What happens to
Okay, I got an idea, right? I like to wing these things. As I've already said, I don't really remix tracks like this. I usually just drop vocals into my tracks, but we're going to get some stuff going. Ready? I want to be able to hear a metronome. So I'm going to turn the metronome on. I think it's here. And yes, I can hear it. Okay, ready?
what happens to us when we go?
That is slow. Let's put this on 1/8. Start it again. So now I've got a loop, and let's turn this metronome off. Let's put it back to 1 bar, and let's go to Matrix and add an audio channel, and let's go back to the looper and let's export to here. Actually, I gotta clear that. Okay, remember the loop length, there's a bug, so we gotta put that back on 8. We also have to go to grid, arrow, select the waveform, edit end, and dial it in. Oh, I can't wait to get back to firmware 3.3. Serious. Okay, now for this guy here, we've got ourselves a new looper sample 2, right? Let's go to sample edit. Boom. I'm just gonna scroll through here until I find it. There it is. Okay, let's chop this piece, threshold. Let's chop it into, regions. And let's do 8 regions. And let's shift and convert it, create events, to a new drum track using slices. Do it. Now, the problem with that is it's going to be way up here at the top. So here we need to go turn on navigate so we can see where we're going. And we're going to copy this guy and scroll all the way down to where we were at. And let's put it here, okay? Now, let's look at the device. Let's turn the amp. Let's turn the amp, the envelope off for each one of these. Now let's fade it in just a little. Effects. Let's give it some limiter. Let's put a soft clipper on the drums. Beautiful.
Will I eventually evaporate into a black hole?
Let's move this guy over because we don't need it so just yet.
Or would I just stick up there?
Put a plug in here. This plug-in channel here. Change it.
Eventually evaporate into a black hole? Or would I just stick up there?
Did you notice the lag? Now, one thing you haven't seen, it's knobs back here. I've got this guy here, which high pass filters this channel and adds delay. This guy here, we can reverse grid, reverse, and let's go to mixer. Let's put some filter on this dude. How about low pass shelving filter? Let's find one. Let's change the parameters of this. Let's lower the volume. Okay, so as you can see, it worked out pretty good. I'm definitely going to map these out, and I'll probably upload a complete performance of this, and I'm going to try to do that probably at an event that's coming up. I'll be using the Force to play my entire set at that event, so hopefully no crashes, no freezes, nothing goes wrong. Anyway, ghostwrittenclips.com if you want to get on my email list. I always send out amazing and valuable free stuff. snowmetaluniversity@gmail.com if you want to send me an email and contact me for absolutely any reason whatsoever. I love talking to all of you. I answer each email by hand, and I love you guys.